Today I will show you how to turn your garden into a source of joy, not stress. I will tell you what solutions make a garden truly comfortable, and not only beautiful, but also friendly for you and me. Part 1. Principles of a cozy, easy to maintain garden. The first thing to start with is to free yourself from perfectionism. The garden does not have to be like something out of a magazine. It should be such that you feel good there. One of the main principles is a minimum of bending and maximum comfort. If you have to squat down every time to water a flower, it is not a garden, but a gym. Therefore, an excellent solution is raised beds or containers. They can be placed at the desired height, and you do not need to stretch or bend over. Such structures are especially good for planting herbs or favorite flowers. Another rule: everything that can be automated, automate. Drip irrigation, for example, is not so expensive today, and is easy to install even without a specialist. Once installed, and all summer you cannot think about watering. Paths in the garden are also an important element. Paths should not be narrow, not slippery, without curbs that you can trip over. It is better if they are wide, with a non-slip surface. This makes the garden available not only to you today, but also in the future. Part 2. Plants that love you. Many people think that in order for a garden to be beautiful, you need to take care of it every day. Weed, trim, replant. But the truth is that the most soulful gardens often consist of the simplest plants. For example, lavender. It not only blooms beautifully, but also smells wonderful. It does not need to be constantly watered, it feels great in the sun and practically does not get sick. Plant it once, and pleases you year after year. Or echinacea. These purple-pink caps are not just beautiful, they also attract butterflies and bees. By the way, this is one of the plants that local pollinators love very much. And echinacea is also considered medicinal. There are other favorites. Sedum, astilbe, hostas, especially good in shady places. They cover the soil so that even weeds do not break through. And that means less work. But what is especially nice is that many of these plants can be touched, smelled, used in tea. For example, mint or thyme can be planted along the path. You pass by, touch it with your hand, and the air is filled with aroma. This is not just a garden. This is a garden that talks to you. Part 3. Container garden, everything at hand. You know, sometimes you don't need a whole plot of land to be happy. A couple of containers are enough, and you already have a small green oasis right at your doorstep. A container garden is something that can be arranged on a terrace, balcony, or even near the front door. A big plus: the plants grow at eye or arm level, no need to bend over or squat. The containers can be placed on wheels, and you can easily move them in the sun or put them in the shade. Or you can choose tall flower pots. These are now made from lightweight materials that look like stone, but weigh like plastic. In such containers you can plant flowers, like marigolds, and greens, like mint, basil, and dill. All of this is not only beautiful, but also pleasant to have around. Imagine, you are making tea, and right there, at arm's length, there is fresh mint. And this is also an opportunity to create seasonal compositions. In the spring, some flowers, in the summer, others. No boredom, but no fatigue either. Everything changes, as if by magic. Part 4. Rest corner, where you want to linger. A garden is not only something that grows. It is also a place where we rest our souls. I always advise, arrange a corner for yourself, where you want to come with a cup of tea, with a book, or just sit in silence. This can be a simple bench in the shade of a tree. Or a chair with a soft cushion under a canopy. The main thing is that it is comfortable, and that you are drawn there. Add something alive there. For example, a fountain. It is not only a decoration, but also a source of sound. The soft murmur of water helps to relax, calms, distracts from thoughts. Or hang a bird feeder, and your corner will come to life. The voices of birds, their movements, how they fly, this is a special pleasure, especially when you look at them up close, with a cup of coffee in your hands. Think about lighting. Solar lanterns that light up in the evening create a soft light, do not blind, but make the garden alive even after sunset. Part 5. Safe paths, beautiful and convenient. Many people forget. In the garden, it is important not only what grows, but also how to move along it. A good path is not a luxury. It is what gives us freedom. Over the years, coordination changes. What used to be a trifle is now a risk. Uneven stone, wet tiles, a high step. All this is a reason to stumble. Therefore, if you make a path, let it be wide, at least 36 inches, level, with a non-slip surface. Concrete, polished stone or special rubber tiles are best. No sharp changes in height. If necessary, put handles, especially at turns. And also, make rest islands, every 10 to 15 feet a bench or at least a curb where you can sit. Because the garden is not a gym. In the garden, we are not in a hurry. In the garden, we live slowly, and this is wonderful. Part 6. Return to nature. A garden that lives. A garden is not only for us, it is also an ecosystem, and if we help nature, it helps us. Even a couple of simple steps can make your garden alive. Flowers for bees and butterflies. Plant echinacea, monarda, sage, they feed pollinators. Bird feeders and baths. Water in the summer is a salvation for birds, and a spectacle for us. Compost. Yes, even a small box where peelings, grass and leaves are stored is a valuable resource. The soil becomes richer, the plants become stronger. And most importantly, you see how everything returns to the circle. You know, many people put off the idea of arranging a garden. They say, too much work. Not the right age? Too late to start. But I'll tell you, a garden is not a project, it's a process. It doesn't require you to do everything at once, it asks only one thing. Start. Even with one pot. Even with lavender by the door. Even with one bird feeder. Because when you do, the garden will respond. The smell will appear. The water will ring. The birds will fly in. And you will feel how your chest becomes quieter and warmer. And then, you will understand. A garden is not for the young, it is for those who know how to appreciate the moment. Who know how to see beauty in the simple. Who know how to wait and observe. And if you are watching this video, you are exactly that kind of person. Thank you for being with me in this conversation. I wish you a garden that you will want to return to. Not because you need it, but because you want it. Write in the comments what you already have growing. Or what you want to start with. I will be happy to answer. And if this video was useful to you, share it with those who can also find it inspiring. See you in the garden, let it be yours.